going to work on our name design, and I've got 3 different levels of words that are adjectives that might describe you. Which sheet would you like to work off, Elise?
I think I'm going to do this one.
Use this as a planning page. You can write down some word ideas, then we narrow it down and you work on your design. We've already been experimenting with colors because we just couldn't resist. Once you've got a few, circle your top 3 or 4, and they can be words that other people might use to describe you, words you would describe yourself as, or things that you're trying to be. We're going to fit in the words and then your name in this design. So this is just a practice sheet that you can use before you put it on your final paper, and this is what your final paper will look like. You probably want to use uppercase, but you wouldn't have to. You want your letters to go from top to bottom so that they block off any spaces and this becomes its own shape. So the lesson includes 2 different styles of sheets to work on, plus you could work on a blank piece of paper or one that just has an empty frame. That's included as well. So you decide. We're going to go all the way up and touch the tops and the bottoms. Even if it didn't do that with a pencil, you can do that now because you want to create a shape between the letters. And when you've got one that's right up against here, you can just maybe make it extra thick. The next thing we'll do is take some of these kneaded erasers, which are kind of fun. You can rub them or you can roll them. Okay, so we've got some colors picked out, and Elise has practiced her gradients going from one color to another. So you're going to take a shape anywhere and you're going to outline it with a marker and then color it in with your gradient. If you don't want to do a gradient and you want it all one color, that's fine too. You see how in between each letter now makes a shape. If your letters didn't quite touch, that's okay. Just pretend like they did and make it a shape anyway. I like taking one color and going around and repeating it different places. Okay, we're almost done, and I realized that we did not add any patterns, but that's okay. We can go back and add that in. I have a page of ideas. This is optional. You could just color everything in solid. You could put a gradient in, or you could also add a pattern.
Or make your own pattern.
Or make up your own. I love it. We're going to finish up our marker outline and then start adding in some patterns. While we were working on our name design, Roxy and Loki were cheering us on in the background. Yay! I'm ready to add some color, and I've added some patterns. I did them out of order, but it still works to add the patterns, and I will just make them monochromatic designs. If you would like these handouts, they are part of the lesson, and I will put the link in the description. I do not have my helper today. Unfortunately, she had to take hers home to color, but I will show you how I finished mine. I've picked out 2 colors of crayon for every marker. That way I could do a gradient. So a gradient is when you go from one color to the other. It could be that you go from a dark color to a light version of the same color, or it could be that you go from one color to a different color. And this is great practice for using a lot of pressure on one side and gradually lifting up the pressure so that you can get a little lighter on the other side. So here I want to do something monochromatic, so dark and light. And so I might just go ahead and use the darkest color here and the lighter color in the background. The nice thing is I can color right over these hearts and it really doesn't affect the color. In fact, it probably blends it in a little more. I could do the same thing with the circles here. I'm using all of my dark red, and then I will come back and use the lighter red.